Hello, hola mi gente. Welcome back to Chapter Chat podcast by the TV Cave. I'm Stephanie. Here's my co-host Jazz.
Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 6.
This is now episode 6, and I'm so excited to chat books with you again, Jazz. This has been such a great ride. I love this part of my month when I know I get to talk about books with you, and it's just great. I'm so excited, Jazz.
Yeah, same. I'm still tripping about, it's September 29th.
Yeah. Where did the year go? Where has it gone?
So we want to talk about the fall cozy corner. Our fall reads, the cozy reads, this month I am reading The Princess and the PI by Nikki Payne. It dropped on, I believe it's September 13th it dropped. I love this author. So, of course, I had to pick this up. In this story, Fiona is set to steal back an invention that her late brother created from a greedy corporation. It made a lot of money. She believes that, his death was because of that creation and because of the rights to this creation. So she starts sleuthing to find the information that she needs to take them down. And along the way, she gets accused of murder. Enter Maurice Bennett, the insomniac PI, as I call him. So he's haunted by this case that he couldn't solve, and he loses sleep over it. And with that, he also loses passion for his job until Fiona enters his life. And Fiona she's not a damsel. She wants Maurice to teach her the trade so that she can do things better on her own. And this leads to stakeouts and eventual romance.
Oh my God. Okay, so that definitely sounds great. So thanks again, Jazz, for adding yet another book to my never-ending TBR. My cozy book read for fall is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Manduna. This story follows a witch, Mika Moon, who, against coven law, has been recording herself doing magic online and posting it for anybody to see. No one really believes she's a witch, or at least that's what she tells her coven leaders, so that she can stay out of trouble. But then she really receives a letter asking her to come to Nowhere House to teach three young orphaned witches. This story is just full of found family and just plain adorableness with nosy housemaids and eager but slightly mischievous kids. This book gave me all the warm feels of family. I mean, sometimes they can make you want to rip your hair out, but at the end of it all, you do anything for them. And that's really the vibe that I get from this book. I remember just reading it and just that warmth, it always makes me kind of think of the How the Grinch Stole Christmas when his heart grows three sizes. That warm, fuzzy feeling is what I got inside when I read this. I thought it was just such a cute dynamic with Mika coming in as like this older sister that's come to kind of teach these young girls about what it means to be witches and the power within them. Even though they're surrounded by all these adults that just don't understand the power. So I think that's just a really cozy book for me personally.
No, that sounds good. Definitely.
It's such a cute book.
Okay, we wanted to touch on diversity and adaptations. We are seeing a lot of films being adapted. I know The Girlfriend was one of them that was adapted, along with The Better Sister, which I read, that was adapted. You have The Housemaid being adapted with Amanda Seyfried, and I can't remember the other star who is playing the housemaid. I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. I'm excited for that adaptation, but what I want to see some more diversity in adaptations. I feel like some of the more diverse things, they attempt to make it into a series, but then they cancel the series, and it never really feels complete. It happened with Kindred by Octavia Butler. A lot of people were really looking forward to that adaptation, which for me, I liked it, but I'm still undecided on it. I feel that it had a lot of missing pieces, and I'm just still unsure about how they actually executed it. So I want people to be careful with her work because her work is so good, and I'd really like to see the parable of the sower be made into a series, especially
Mhm.
in today's climate. But I feel like we're not getting enough adaptations by authors of color and Black authors. And I would really like to see more of that. We consume the books. We would definitely consume the movies and the series and also give them a chance. I feel like they're not really getting a chance to show anything. If it's not Tyler Perry, it's not really getting much. I also love to
Mm.
see, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 no. I was just agreeing with you. Just agreeing with you, girl.
Yeah, and I would also love to see Big Chica's Don't Cry be adapted because I really love coming of age stories. I love Crooklyn, although it's sad, so I'll never watch it, too much. But I love Crooklyn. I love Now and Then. There's so many good books out there that have been adapted, and so many good coming of age stories. I would really like to see Big Chicas become like the next big. Big Chicas Don't Cry become like the next big coming of age story that's adapted. What about
Yeah,
you?
I have to agree. I think first of all, Octavia Butler has such great work that I think would be great in this climate, and just at any time, people these are stories people need to see, if not read them. So I'm on board with that, although they really need to be careful with the way they do it. We've seen a lot of book adaptations go completely left from the books, and sometimes they lose the overall message. So if they could do Octavia Butler and do it justice, I'm all for it. And I also agree, Big Chicas Don't Cry Jazz would be a great on-screen adaptation. I think that would be fun, but also real. And we really don't see, like you were saying, just don't see enough Black and Brown people on screen with real stories. With that being said, I would also love to see an adaptation of Becoming Latina in 10 Easy Steps by Laura Rios. I've been talking about this book for months. It's just a book that I will always, always love. Finding love within yourself and your cultura while finding love unexpectedly in for yourself is always a story I'm going to root for. So I would absolutely devour that if they brought that to the screen. And with that being said, we've got a few more days left in National Hispanic Heritage Month, Jazz. So I'd like to take this time, real quick, to mention a few books that I think would help not only diversify people's bookshelves, but also kind of give you guys a taste of Latina culture and the lives that we lead in its many different variations, many different cultures and communities. So, first comes Amor by Cynthia A. Rodriguez, the Latin series by Lena Solis, Twice a Quinceañera by Yamel Said Mendez, Strikeout by Millie Perez, West Side Love Story by Priscilla Olivares, Funeral for Flaca by Emily Prado, and When I Was Puerto Rican by Esmeralda Santiago. I have read and loved all of these books over the years. I think they all show us a side of what it means to be Latina, whether that means big familias with lots of cousins or the food and the music that is a part of our traditions. So if you're looking for some insight into Latina cultura, familia dynamics, or the struggle of the diaspora, you should check these out. Please let us know in the comments, guys, if you read any of these books and what your thoughts are on them. I personally loved all of them, and I think that if you're looking for just a piece of some information on what it is in the inner workings of family and culture within the Latin community, I think you guys can't really go wrong with any of those books.
Yep, sounds good. I just had this thought. I would like Shonda Rhimes to get with Alyssa Cole because her Princess series
Oh,
should be a series. I would like to see that happen.
yes, those two people together, I think would make it would just be a phenomenal series. I also did want to mention, Jazz. I meant to mention it before, But I am looking forward to Children of Blood and Bone becoming a film. They're filming it now,
Hmm.
and that's supposed to be coming out in 2027. So I'm really hoping that they are keeping true to the story, and to the general vibes and energy and feeling of that fantastic fantasy series. And I hope we get multiple movies. But yeah, I'm really excited for that to come out in another 2 years. I guess we're waiting. So fingers crossed that, Hollywood doesn't pull it, but it looks like they're already training and filming for it. So I'm super excited for that. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely sad. The thing about that I do wonder is when I first started the first book, I thought that there was going to be that romance, and I don't want to spoil it for people, but I just wonder if they're going to keep that thread there. I wonder if they're going to follow along with the book, or are they going to try to make things, you know,
I
a little
mean,
bit
it's
more
Hollywood and
yeah,
Sex and Love
yeah,
sells, so I could
yeah,
definitely see them exaggerating certain relationships and
mhm,
certain connections between characters, regardless of what the book is or what the story is. So I'm sure it's going to have a little bit more of a romantic storyline thread through it, in certain areas, because that's what's going to sell, according to them.
of course.
Which I think the books are perfect the way they are, and it's sometimes disrespectful to me. Um, the way I feel is just like I feel it's somewhat disrespectful to completely chop up these authors' books that did so well. It did so well for you to decide, hey, let's make a movie of it or make a TV show,
Right.
and then they just dice it up. They sushi your book, and it's almost unrecognizable. So I'm really hoping that they stick true to the book, um, in the way that it was made. Although, I'm always for a little bit more spice and romance and love in anything. So I wouldn't be too mad as long as they don't deviate from the overall story.
Agreed. So coming up, I am working on, still Beyond the Gates is getting crazy over there. A lot going
Mm-hmm.
on. Making
See
a
those
lot,
videos. There's a lot happening there.
yeah, making a lot of people mad, but I'm hanging in there and also working on Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt is Chef's Kiss. I love that show. Every season has been top notch. Like I don't have any notes, don't have anything bad to say. I'm fully engaged with every season, so I'm working on reviews for that every week. Our weekly recap on Beyond the Gates and anything else TV Caves. I do the videos for our reviews as well, and just trying to balance work life with my reading life.
Yeah, I feel like that is such that is such a hard thing of trying to balance, our actual lives with our reading lives, with all the other stuff that we're into. These TV shows, some of them are coming out, they're really great. Um, I completely understand. I completely understand the struggle that's. On the flip side, I have just finished Leonard Solis's most recent book, The Catcher, which is a part of the Seattle Strike series. Plus size Latinas being loved up on by Latino athletes. You've got me. That's really the only thing someone has to say to get me to read their book. And Miss Solis is just an amazing. I've been devouring her books for the past year. Slowly trying to not go through all of the ones in the backlog, but I think I only have maybe like 5 more left. So please, Miss Solis, if you're hearing this, please write more and write quickly. But that you guys can look out for that review in the coming days. I should have that out. I'm also working on a list of my favorite books for Hispanic Heritage Month, so you guys can keep supporting, growing, and learning after October 15th. Because as you know, Latinos don't disappear after October 15th. We're still going to be here. And so will our stories. So there's no reason to stop reading them. But those are the things that I'm kind of working on. Again, I know everybody, I've been saying Black Dagger Brotherhood. I've got reviews coming. I'm just still trying to make my way through the series. But, it's all a work in progress, just as you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, great point about continuing to support even after the month is over. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I think that all these months where we celebrate, we take 30 days to celebrate certain nationalities. I think in America that's very important, as a reminder that we are a melting pot of races and people and cultures, and that's really truly what makes this country great, I think. And I think that we need to stop just putting ourselves in this box of, February is when I can only read Black
Hmm.
authors because, it's Black History Month. So outside of February, I don't need to read these stories. And I think that, along with Hispanic Heritage Month and Asian Pacific Islander Month, even Pride Month, I think that these are all stories that throughout the year we can continue reading. So I don't think we need to hold ourselves, and guys, there is a list on the TV Cave. You go to the Chapter Chat page. There is a list of some of my favorite from Black History Month as well, that you guys can always pull up and keep reading. And I know Jazz, we kind of worked on that together, so there's lots of books, guys, not just romance.
I agree. I agree. Coming up next month, we have spooky season. What are you reading for spooky season? We'll also,
Whoa!
yeah, we'll also have the book of the month and World Teacher Day. So let us know what you're reading in the comments and we'll talk about it.
Yes, guys, we're super excited to see what you guys recommend. Make sure to like, chat, follow, subscribe, share all the fun things on social media, on YouTube, everywhere you hear your podcasts. We are the Chapter Chat podcast from the TV Cave, and we can't wait to talk to you guys next month. Goodbye.
Yeah.